What's up, everybody? Tim Anderson here, aka the Bearded Dwarven Princess, and we are back with a fresh Rings of Power rant. Because don't you know it? They're at it again. There's a new series of cover images just released, exclusives over at Empire, and we're totally going to be diving in today and liking, ridiculing, I don't know yet. We're going to have to wait and see as we go through the article together as a team. So, this is where I get to say if this is your first time here, welcome aboard. Hopefully, you like this video enough to do all the things you're supposed to do, which is like, subscribe, hit that bell icon so you get updates for future content as I continue to do stuff around the Rings of Power. And don't forget, if you want to support the channel, you can do so with a super thanks because you're super awesome. You can also join as a member of the Adventurers Guild. Links are down below. There is a Patreon page. We'll talk about it at the end of the video. But for now, let's just dive into this. I was getting ready to take my nap. I just watched Obi-Wan today. Third episode, fire, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't seen that episode yet, I did a review, not spoiler free, here on my YouTube channel. Check it out. Empire's The Lord of the Rings of Power world exclusive covers revealed, and they write this big piece like we're all supposed to give a crap about characters. Like, nothing in this show so far that we've seen to date has shown that we're actually going to want to care about these characters because they're just making stuff up as they go along. If you've watched any of my previous episodes of The Rings of Power, one of my biggest complaints is the fact that they're doing gender swapping and just inventing characters when we have a whole swath of characters that could already be used from the second age that they're drawing from, within the appendices that they have the rights to. But I digress. What do we got up here first? It says, for this very special issue of Empire, we have 3 collectible covers, which may or may not have been forged in the fairs of Mount Doom. Ooh woo! To choose from, the first of which features Morfydd Clark's combat-ready take on ethereal elf Galadriel. Sorry, that's not the Galadriel that I know and love. It's not the Galadriel that I know from the books. This is an invented Galadriel that has suddenly become the Joan of Arc. Not the ethereal. They did use the word ethereal, didn't they? Yeah, take on ethereal. That's the thing. The ethereal elf Galadriel. Galadriel was never a warrior princess. Galadriel was always. She did some warrior stuff in her youth. Not gonna lie. But not the way they're making out to her to be scaling ice walls and having adventures on the open sea with humans who have been invented for the plot line of the show. Come on, you're reaching. If I saw this image, there is nothing about this image that screams Lord of the Rings to me. This just looks like a generic fantasy elf from some elven fantasy world. Like, nothing about this tells me that this is Galadriel. Whereas you have the Peter Jackson take on things, where we very much had a ethereal take, and that was definitely more of a Galadriel type figure. I don't know. But the next one is the one that I'm gonna rant about a little bit. And before we even get to it, do you know why we're gonna rant about it? Do you know? Do you know? Have you figured out why we're gonna rant about the next one yet? You haven't figured that out yet? All right, let's scroll down. Secondly, we have the dwarf prince Durin IV, played by Owain Arthur, and Princess Disa, played by Sophia Nombete, the rulers of Khazad-dûm. And I'm sorry, I 100% reject, not because she's black. No, 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 no. I've said in many, many, many of my videos, I do not care about the skin tone of the actors or actresses playing these characters. Although we do have to understand that this is a North mythology, Anglo-Saxon mythology. I digress. No, what bothers me is that she is not a bearded dwarven princess, whereas I am a bearded dwarven princess, because as it is explained in The Hobbit and elsewhere in the appendices of The Lord of the Rings, the very books from which they are drawing from, which they have the rights to, that dwarven women cannot be distinguished from men, cannot, neither in garb nor in appearance, nor in the way they sound, and we have already established that all dwarven men have beards. That's established in The Hobbit. We already did an episode on this, ladies and gentlemen. More than 30 times Tolkien mentions in The Hobbit that dwarves have beards. It's explicitly stated. I don't care what you think he said in his letters. I don't care what you think you interpreted in the books that followed. What matters are the books that they have the rights to. And in the books that they have the rights to, dwarven men have beards, all dwarves have beards, and all dwarven women look exactly like dwarven men. This does not look like a dwarven man. She looks like a female. Could be a human female for all I know. She doesn't look like a dwarf to me at all. So this is the one that I'm going to continue to stay stuck on. But on a serious note, ladies and gentlemen, because these are rant videos and they're meant to be entertaining, I'm totally going to watch this show and I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt and maybe she will pull off a very interesting take on the character. I have nothing against her as an actress or the way that she may or may not portray this character. Again, it comes down entirely to the showrunners willfully choosing not to have her have a beard. I just don't agree with that at all from a creative decision. It doesn't matter at the end of the day. It really doesn't. But I'm going to continue to poke fun at that every single time I see this actress show up without a beard on her face because she should be bearded. And finally, we have the Harfoots, who are the precursors to the Hobbits, ready to take a hairy-footed step into a huge new story. Meet Megan Richards' Poppy Proudfowl, Markella Cunnin's Eleanor Nori Brandyfoot, and Lenny Henry's Sadok Burrows. So, having just been rereading The Lord of the Rings as part of my Mondays in Middle Earth, there is a huge section on the precursor to hobbits from The Lord of the Rings in the beginning of The Lord of the Rings. But correct me if I'm wrong, at no point in time were the hobbits actually around during the Second Age at any point in time. It was later on, but I digress. This is their take on things. They're definitely moving timelines around. And again, this is them saying, if I remember correctly from the very first Vanity Fair piece, literally saying that you can't have a Lord of the Rings story without hobbits in it. And it's like, actually, you can because the hobbits weren't around at that point in time. It even explicitly states that hobbits weren't of an import to any of the events of Middle Earth until the Third Age. Tolkien explicitly wrote that. So the fact that they're inventing hobbits to put into their show because you can't have a Middle Earth show without hobbits just goes to show you the lengths that they're willing to go to try to bring you in and say this is going to be just like the films. It's going to have hobbits, it's going to have rings, it's going to have elves, it's going to have dwarves, it's going to have all the things that you love about the Lord of the Rings, except it's not the Lord of the Rings because the Lord of the Rings is about the Third Age. It's about what happens during the Fellowship of the Ring, the Two Towers, and the Return of the King. This is not the Lord of the Rings. This is a show set in Middle Earth during the Second Age, and they're just inventing all this stuff. Again, like I said, this is a rant video, so mostly I'm here to poke fun at things and say, nah, I don't really know what you're doing here. But again, we said we have a subscriber cover featuring an exclusive piece of art by legendary concept artist John Howe depicting a fearsome snow troll. What does that have to do with anything? I really don't know. Nothing to see here, ladies and gentlemen, other than a couple of napping kitty cats. I don't know. Another rant. I'm feeling ranty about it. I'm not impressed. I still don't see anything to be impressed about. I'm still waiting for something substantial. You haven't shown it to me yet, Amazon. Get on the ball. Get on it. Get on it. Anyway, we've gotten to the end of this. If you did like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you get updates like this in the future. Don't forget, you could, if you'd like to, and it would be awesome if you did, support the channel. Drop a super thanks down there. Pick an amount, $2, $5, $10, whatever you feel comfortable dropping for your favorite bearded dwarven princess as I continue to make Rings of Power videos and beyond. And don't forget you can also join as a member of the Adventurers Guild down below. And if you want to go above and beyond, we have the Patreon page for our project, The Weave in the Void. It's patreon.com/Wandering Hermits. It's that world map behind me. Our 5th edition tabletop source book just dropped yesterday. It's on sale now. Check it out. It's also got a point and click game attached to it and a book series. All those things happen at the Patreon page, so hopefully we'll see you there. I stream almost every single day, mornings and nights. So hopefully we'll see you in one of the live streams as well. Don't forget to join our Discord. Links are down below, and stay tuned because I will have another Rings of Power rant coming to you soon as the bearded dwarven princess continues onwards into the depths of Middle Earth. Until next time, everybody. Cheers.